Pro-M tuning software can be used as a powerful scan tool. Just open up the DTC window. You can read codes. You can see that we've got a code P1525 from running the engine with the IAC disconnected. If we want to clear it, just click Clear DTCs, and they're gone. We can also use it to read sensor data much like a typical handheld scan tool. Open up a variables list, and then just go into your variables and pick what you want to view. You can go into sensors. We can see our air charge temperature sensor. If we go into crank position, we could select RPM. We can see our coolant temperature. Really anything we want to look at. We can see MAF volts. We can see a MAF value. We can look at our oxygen sensors as either a UEGO value or a voltage value. Really, you can drag anything in here that you want to, and then just click Start. And now you're seeing all your values in real time. Now this engine's not running, so you're not going to see a value for MAF volts. You're not going to see a value for UEGO right now. But if it was, you would see those things. You can click on this little green arrow. It'll tell you what the minimum value it's seen so far is, the maximum value it's seen so far. It also tells you what units you're reading. You can drop individual parts. You can clear the whole thing. The other thing you can do is you can set up like a dashboard. Rather than seeing it like you would in a scan tool, you can set yourself up a little dashboard with some gauges. So let's drag a few over there. Let's do RPM. Okay, so now you can sort of move these things around wherever you want them. You can change the size. You can change the way the gauge reads. If you right click on this gauge and go to properties, let's say that I don't want my gauge to go to 10,000 RPM, I only want it to go to 8,000. I'll just enter that value in there. And hit set as default, and there you go, your gauge is changed. You can also pick different types of gauges. Right click on it, you can have a meter gauge. Right click on it again, you can have a slider gauge. Right click on it again, you can have a dot matrix gauge. To get rid of the gauges, right click, hit close. We also have this neat scope feature. I'm going to just make it a little bigger so you can see it. I'm going to close this. Alright, so let's say that we want to drive down the road and look at some sensor data in real time. Any value that you want, just drag it right over into here. So alright, we got RPM. Let's say we want to see our air charge temperature value. Let's do ECT. Drag those values over, and then you can click Start. Again, we're not going to see much here because the engine's not running, but you'll see those values make their way across the graph. You're recording them right now. And then when you're done, you click Stop. And we can clear the graph, we can remove all those channels, we can remove them one at a time, we can save the data, we can save the scope set, and we'll save this as an Excel spreadsheet, and we can view it at any time in the future. Another really nice feature of the Pro-M EFI system is the ability to read and clear codes and view sensor data with a regular old generic scan tool. If you are out on a trip and didn't have your laptop with you and you needed diagnostic information, any garage would have a generic scan tool. Our processor uses the same generic code structure that all of the OEM manufacturers use, so any OBD2 scan tool will work just fine. Just plug it into the OBD2 connector and follow the instructions that came with the tool, same as you would with any production car.